Alrighty, so you clicked on this video, so I know that you want to become a millionaire. And that's exactly what I'm going to run you through. I'm going to tell you the 5 things that I wish I knew a hell of a lot earlier that would have made me a millionaire way quicker, way a lot faster, and I'd probably be ahead, many years ahead of where I am right now if I just would have known these 5 things. I remember when I was in my 20s, I wanted to get rich, right? I did not want to be broke anymore. That's one thing for certain. I grew up with a lack of money, and I knew that that was a problem that 100% that I wanted to solve. And then I could move on to all the issues that money can't solve. And I always used to just think like, man, I want to be a millionaire. What is it the millionaires are doing? But if I would have just knew this first thing, which is just to move like a millionaire moves before I was a millionaire. What do I mean by that? Well, specifically, you need to embody the traits of somebody who is already where you are. So what do I mean by that? Well, you need to embody the traits of somebody who is already where it is that you want to be. And then you want to adopt their habits and then move into that person. You can't think, I want to be like that person. I want to be a millionaire, but then I don't want to do all the things that millionaires do. That's not how it works. You first need to move into it, and then you bend reality to catch up with those traits that you've already adopted. Let's talk about that. So first of all, when you sit down and you're thinking about, okay, cool, I want to be a millionaire. What does that look like? Well, first of all, you need to obsessively understand how do these people move and act and how do they treat themselves in their time, which is the first point. It's like, if you want to be a millionaire, then you need to move and act exactly how a millionaire does move and act right now. Look at this view, insane. Which brings us to the second point. You need to guard your time, right? If you look at people that are millionaires or that are billionaires, it just gets more and more concentrated the more money that you have. The thing that they guard more so than anything is their time. They're not saying yes to random things that pop up. They have a calendar that runs their life, and they're very conscious about where they're spending their time, what it goes to, because they understand the value of the time. Once you're making money, you understand, yes, you hear it all the time, that time is money, and it really is. You need to look at what does your schedule look like right now? Where is it that you're spending your time? What are the things that you're saying no to? What are you saying yes to? Because if you show me somebody's calendar, like you're showing me their priorities. If there's nothing on the calendar and they're just running their life by the seam of their pants and whatever pops up at them at every different day, then I know that they're just not serious, because you have to be very militant on where your time goes and what it is that you're going to choose to focus on. Which brings us to the third point. You need to be optimizing all your decisions around the long term. Whenever you're faced with, okay, something pops up and it needs your attention, you need to say, okay, cool, am I looking at this as a long-term perspective? Like, what are going to be the second order consequences of this decision? i.e., is what I'm choosing to work on from this decision right now, is it going to benefit me in the long term? Or is it a short-term thing that I just need to look at right now and I need to correct right now? And of course, there's going to be those urgent things that pop up that no matter how much money that you get, there's still going to be a need for you to handle. That's not what I'm talking about. 20% of your time can go to that stuff, but you need to make sure that 80% of your time and the decisions that you're making is something that's not going to benefit you right now. It's going to benefit you in 5 years, in 10 years. And the more that you can focus your time and attention on those things that are not going to give you a first order consequence that is positive right now, and it's going to give you a second order consequence that's positive in 5-10 years, i.e. it has a much longer feedback loop, the more that you're going to win. Because people can't do that. It's like gravity. It's just like they are all optimized for getting the now win, the short-term now win that's really going to help them. But if you want to really get to that next level, if you want to scale up, become a millionaire, decamillionaire, worth hundreds of millions of dollars, the thing that's going to be consistent is just purely your ability to be able to delay the gratification on whatever it is that it is you're working on. Which brings us to the fourth point, which is something that you can work on regardless of how much money that you have. And it really goes a lot further than a lot of people think. And it's the way that you present yourself. As they say, the way that you do anything is the way that you do everything. And all you need is nothing to get in shape. You can literally get in shape by just doing push-ups and sit-ups and using something like MyFitnessPal and calculating how much calories it is. So if you get in shape, everything, the most basic of clothes are going to look good on you. You're going to become so much more presentable. And then when you're meeting with clients, you're trying to recruit team members, you're pitching prospects, whatever it might be, you're in videos creating ads, you just look a lot better and you look like someone that takes themselves a lot more seriously when you control the way that it is that you look. And it's something that is very, very simple. We're talking about, you can get basic t-shirts, basic clothes. It doesn't need to be, you're going all out and designer like heck. Like these t-shirts that I wear, they're like 20 bucks a pop, organic cotton. It's very, very simple. It's not expensive stuff. And it's not flashy stuff, but it's just presenting you in a way that this looks clean and you look professional. And then once you are in good shape, all this stuff just looks a lot better. And if you look at, okay, well, what is it like that millionaires do? Well, the one thing that they've all got in common is that they spend a huge amount of time and energy thinking about their health and how they look and how they present themselves. So that's the habit that it is that you want to adopt straight out of the get-go. Which brings us to the fifth and final point, which is to operate with standards and frameworks, and also with a great sense of pride with who you are. So let's unpack those, right? First of all, the standards. What are the standards that you have for yourself? If you've just got the goals of everything that it is that you want to attain right now and achieve, whether it's revenue or whatever it might be, right? If you're only focused on those things, guess what? You're not going to hit them, because that's not how you hit them. Everyone's got a goal. Everyone's got a dream. How many people have you met that like, oh, this is what I want to do. I want to build $100 million business, or I want to get a six pack, or I want to get in shape, or I want to do all of these things. Like so many people. Everyone has something. Everybody has some business idea, i.e. some goal that it is they want to achieve. But how many people ever achieve that stuff? Like it's literally the 1%ers that achieve that stuff. And the reason why is it just took a goal and you could go hit it, then everyone will be successful, but everybody's not, right? So the thing that you need to have is standards. What are the things that you're going to do every day that are going to be your standards? It's like cleaning your teeth. That's something that is a standard for most people, a hygiene standard that they will simply not do. You need to have those same things when it goes towards attaining your goals, whether it's what time you wake up, when you go to bed, the activities that it is that you do. And you want to let your calendar run your life with those things. And that's where like the systems and the frameworks come into place. If you've got a reoccurring schedule on your calendar every day that you must read 10 ads, you must write 10 ads, you must record 10 reels, you must do 10 cold calls, whatever it might be, then it's going to get done, because it's not something that it is that you need to think about and have the motivation to do every day. It's a standard that you live by, and you know that you're not going to basically continue the rest of the day until that task on your calendar that you've blocked out is done. And then the last part of that is the conviction piece and the belief in yourself, right? You need to wake up and you need to look at yourself and you need to think like, I am the person that is 100% capable of achieving their goals. I've seen all these other people that are where I am, that are where I want to be right now, whether it's, to be a millionaire or whatever it might be, the goal that you're trying to attain. And you need to understand that these people are no different from you. They all started exactly where you are. Everyone starts as a beginner, right? And that is the humbling thing to just understand, that everyone starts as a beginner. So there is absolutely no reason that you can't go out there and hit your goals, but you need to believe it before it happens. If you don't believe that you're going to do it, if you don't believe that you're going to be a millionaire, do you really think that you're ever going to get there? Right? Because you got to first see it in your mind to hold it in your hand. And the one thing that I have been fortunate to foster in my life is just an unshakable belief in myself. Even when all the odds are stacked up against me, I'm broke as a joke, I've got $50 in the bank account, I'm cold calling businesses, they're telling me to fuck off. If I would have let that current version of myself dictate where I would be, then I wouldn't be here today. And I wouldn't have done the stuff that I've done because I wouldn't have had the belief. So once you act like a millionaire, just see how the world responds to you once you start actually living that stuff day in, day out, and see what kind of stuff that you can attract by doing it. And it's not just this woo-woo, rah-rah stuff and just wanting it and thinking about it. No. Yes, it starts with a vision and creating that very, very clear vision, but then it's about building out those systems and those frameworks and following these 5 steps. So wherever you are in the world, I hope these 5 steps helps you. I'm currently down here in sunny Santa Monica, and I just going for a walk, and I thought, What are 5 things that I could tell somebody that's really wanting to get to the next level and be a millionaire that would shortcut that journey? And here they are. So I hope it helps you. Go out there, take action, stay dangerous, and I'll see you on the other side.